The Galaxy Note 9 is the best phablet on the market. The design, hardware, software, user interface, and all the other features are second to none. But 10 months after its launch, is it still worth buying? Package. We find a fast-charging power adapter, fast but not lightning fast, a USB to USB-C cable, a pair of excellent AKG and ear stereo headphones, spare tips for the S Pen, a micro USB to USB-C adapter, and an OTG USB to USB-C adapter. Design. The Samsung Galaxy Note 9 is one of the best-built smartphones of its generation, with quality materials and great attention to detail. The front panel is covered almost in its entirety by the display. As with all high-end Samsungs, both the front and rear panels are curved, although in a less accentuated way than the Galaxy S family. At the bottom, we find the main speaker. The Note 9 has stereo audio, since the ear capsule also acts as a secondary speaker, the USB Type-C port, and a 3.5mm audio jack. The SIM tray sits on the top, next to the microphone. On the right side, we have the power button, while on the left there is the volume rocker and the Bixby button. Unfortunately, given Bixby's position, it often happens to interact with it accidentally, which can be frustrating after a while. Thankfully this button can be disabled. Moving to the rear, we find the dual camera, with LED flash, and just below it, the fingerprint sensor, perhaps too far high up for the average person. Hardware. The Galaxy Note doesn't compromise. We find an Exynos 9810 processor with a Mali G72 GPU, 6 or 8 GB of RAM, and 128 or 512 GB of internal memory, expandable via microSD, which allows you to get to 1 TB of storage. Connectivity-wise we have NFC, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth 5, with dual audio, USB-C 3.1 with video output, dual SIM support, giving up on the expandable memory, and GPS assisted by GLONASS Galileo. We also find the notification LED, the heart rate sensor, the barometer, and a sensor for scanning the iris. The real novelty is the liquid heat pipe, that dissipates heat better and faster, and that leads to better energy consumption and improved performance. What's missing? The FM radio and an infrared port. Cameras. The Samsung Galaxy Note 9 sports the same cameras as the Galaxy S9 Plus. I appreciate the suggestions provided by the artificial intelligence, that can notify me if a photo is shaken, whether the glass covering the sensors is dirty, or if the subject had his eyes closed, and I like the scene recognition that automatically sets my parameters in order to get the best possible result. The colors are bright, sometimes too much, the contrast is balanced, and, in general, the scenes are interpreted correctly. The brightness is sometimes too high, but you can correct it manually. You will miss some detail at night, but this is to be expected. The bokeh effect is really good, with well-outlined contours, and the final result is more than satisfying, most of the times. The same applies to videos, which can be recorded up to 4K at 60 FPS, and are stable and well-balanced. The focus is fast and punctual, and the slow motion at 960 FPS function produces short clips of great impact. The Note 9 is still among the best camera phones in circulation, and although the competition has become more vicious with the arrival on the market of next-gen smartphones, like the Galaxy S10, Pixel 3, Huawei P30 Pro, and Nokia 9 PureView, if you opt for a Galaxy Note 9 anyway, you won't regret it. Display. This is still one of the best Super AMOLED panels ever made. Beyond the A+ rating received by DisplayMate, I preferred it well on my personal experience, without delving into purely technical details. In everyday use, the brightness, contrast, and color accuracy are truly top of the range, making browsing the web and viewing multimedia content enjoyable in any environment, even under direct sunlight. In addition, Samsung offers the possibility to customize different parameters, from adaptive brightness to the blue light filter, from night mode to the resolution and screen mode. Therefore, this screen gives you maximum freedom, in order to fine-tune it to best meet your needs. Software. Since it was launched, the Galaxy Note 9 has undergone a substantial evolution. Android 8.1 Oreo has been replaced with Pie, while Samsung Experience 9.5 has transformed into the One UI, which is far more elegant, simple and minimal. What I appreciate most is the night mode, which I keep always on, since I prefer the elegant touch of a dark interface. There are two key features that deserve a separate analysis, the DeX, and the S Pen. DeX. The desktop interface is even better now. You just need a USB Type-C to HDMI cable, or adapter, and you can use your Note 9 with an external screen. I also find Samsung's solution far better than Huawei's MIUI desktop mode. For example, I find it extremely convenient that I can continue using the smartphone, even with DeX active, and I appreciate the many adjustments available, including the 1440p output resolution. S Pen. This is the reason most people buy the Note. I was lucky enough to test the Mate 20X, and its M Pen, so I can talk about their differences. Huawei's implementation works well, there's nothing to say about it, but Samsung's S Pen ecosystem remains the absolute best. Just think of the many features you can access by simply bringing the stylus closer to the screen. It also feels great, since the S Pen has a rubber tip that makes for a softer stroke. Now that the S Pen can also be used as a remote control, thanks to the integrated Bluetooth module, this ecosystem is further expanded. With the new stylus you can take photos, play video, browse the gallery, and manage your presentations remotely. And let's not forget about the possibility of taking notes with the display turned off. The Samsung Galaxy Note 9 has the most complete software ever seen on a smartphone, and one that is targeted towards productivity but can please everyone, even gamers. Autonomy. The Note 9 comes equipped with a 4000 mAh unit. This is the most capacious battery ever installed on a Galaxy Note, 700 mAh more than the one in the Note 8. And unlike previous models, battery optimization has improved considerably. Don't get me wrong, this is a power-hungry device, but with normal use, it will get you to the end of the day, and that's a win. Price. The Samsung Galaxy Note 9 has a price in line with other Samsung products, and justified by the higher-than-normal storage capacity. Final verdict. The Samsung Galaxy Note 9 is a balanced phablet, with an improved user interface that gives access to a number of unique features thanks to the S Pen. In the last 10 months, this smartphone underwent a small revolution with the arrival of Android Pie and One UI. The new interface is very pleasant, speed and performance are still top-notch, battery life is solid, and photos are great, but after the recent tsunami of folding devices, hole-punch notches, and pentacameras, I must admit that this smartphone looks and feels old. New smartphones dare more, since they have to try and shake up a semi-dormant market. Just think of what the Galaxy S10 Plus brings to the table, and you will understand what I'm talking about. For today's price, the Samsung Galaxy Note 9 is a great purchase. You will not be disappointed by its photos or videos, and you will have fun with the stylus, and a great time watching a movie on its bright display. This is still a top-of-the-range, only classic,